If you're diabetic and you've been told to avoid eggs, what I'm about to tell you will shock you. Eggs might be the one food that could change your blood sugar forever. But here's the catch. Most diabetics are eating eggs completely wrong, and that mistake is costing them their health. Today you will learn why eggs can either spike your blood sugar or stabilize it. I will reveal the hidden nutrient in eggs that removes fat from your liver. As you know, most diabetics have fatty liver, knowingly or unknowingly. You will also discover why the color of your egg yolk might be lying to you, and I'll show you the exact way to prepare eggs to maximize their benefits for diabetes and your overall health. But most importantly, I'll explain the one thing that you must add to your eggs to multiply their power by 10 times. My name is Alex. I'm a doctor with more than 10 years of experience working with metabolic health, hormones, and diabetes. Stick with me until the end because I will give you the complete picture of how eggs work in a diabetic body. By the end of this video, you'll have all of your questions answered. Let's get started. First, let's talk about protein. When you have diabetes, protein becomes critical. Here's why. Your body is constantly breaking down and rebuilding tissues, and all of those processes require protein. But not all proteins are created equal. Most of the proteins you eat don't actually become part of your body tissues. Instead, a large portion of them gets converted into glucose in the liver. And for diabetics, that can be a problem. Let me explain this clearly. When you eat chicken, only about 32% of that protein may actually become part of your body tissue. The rest can be converted into glucose. Fish is about the same, roughly 32%. Soy protein can be even worse. Only around 17% becomes body tissue. But eggs are different. Eggs convert at about 48%. That means they are almost 50% more efficient than many other proteins. Less glucose production. And less glucose means better blood sugar control. But here's something most people don't know. Egg whites alone are not ideal. Egg whites on their own convert at only around 17%. The magic is actually in the yolk. The yolk helps the proteins in the white work more effectively. This is huge for diabetics because you need protein that does not spike your blood sugar. And eggs give you exactly that. Now let me tell you something that may really surprise you. There is something called the insulin index. Most people have never heard of it. The insulin index measures how much insulin a food triggers, even if that food contains little or no carbohydrates. Yes, protein can also trigger insulin. And in diabetics, especially in advanced diabetes, this matters a lot. Because many diabetics are not only insulin resistant, they are also insulin deficient. And here is the shocking part. Egg whites spike insulin more than whole eggs. Why? Because the cholesterol and fat in the yolk actually slow down the insulin response. In other words, the yolk protects you from insulin spikes. This goes against everything many people have been told. For years, people were told to eat egg white omelets and throw away the yolk. But that advice is often completely backwards. The yolk is actually your friend. The yolk helps keep your insulin stable. Stable insulin means stable blood sugar. And stable blood sugar means better diabetes control and better A1C levels. But we're just getting started. Now let me tell you something that might blow your mind. There is a nutrient in eggs that directly helps fight diabetes, and many diabetics are deficient in it. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you might have fatty liver? If you have diabetes, the chances are very high. Fatty liver and diabetes often go hand in hand. And here's why that matters. Your liver controls your blood sugar. When your liver is full of fat, it cannot do its job properly. It releases too much glucose into your bloodstream, even when you are not eating. That is one of the reasons many people with diabetes wake up with high blood sugar in the morning. Now here's where eggs come in. Eggs contain something called choline. Choline acts like a cleanup crew for your liver. It helps break down fat, it helps remove cholesterol, and it helps your liver function properly. Most people don't get enough choline, diabetics especially. One egg contains about 150 milligrams of choline. Your body needs roughly 400 to 550 milligrams per day. That means about 3 to 4 eggs daily can provide most of your needs. When you regularly eat eggs, your liver begins to heal, fat begins to leave the liver, and your liver becomes better at regulating blood sugar. Your morning blood sugar numbers may begin to improve. But choline does something else too. It protects your brain. People with diabetes have a higher risk of dementia. Choline helps reduce that risk, and that becomes very important as people age. As you probably know, diabetes can also damage your eyes. High blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels in the retina. This can lead to diabetic retinopathy, which is one of the leading causes of blindness. But eggs contain two powerful nutrients that protect your eyes. They are called lutein and zeaxanthin. These are carotenoids, natural pigments found in egg yolks. They concentrate in your retina and lens. In a way, they act like natural sunglasses for your eyes. They filter harmful blue light. They reduce oxidative damage. They help prevent macular degeneration. And they can reduce the risk of cataracts. For diabetics, this protection is extremely important. But there is something interesting you should know. The deeper orange the yolk color, the more lutein and zeaxanthin it usually contains. However, there is also a secret in the egg industry. Farmers sometimes use synthetic dyes in chicken feed to make yolks appear darker. So the color alone does not always guarantee better nutrition. Now let's talk about cholesterol. For decades, people were told that eggs are dangerous because they contain cholesterol. But this is one of the biggest myths in nutrition. Yes, eggs contain cholesterol, but dietary cholesterol does not affect blood cholesterol the way people once believed. About 85% of the cholesterol in your body is produced by your liver. Only a small portion comes from food. When you eat more cholesterol, your liver often produces less. The body tries to maintain balance. But here's something important for diabetics. Eggs can increase HDL cholesterol, which is often called the good cholesterol. HDL helps remove plaque from arteries and protects against heart disease. People with diabetes have a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. So, increasing HDL can be beneficial. Eggs also contain lecithin, which helps manage cholesterol in the body. And they contain vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 helps move calcium out of arteries and into bones, where it belongs. Eggs also provide vitamin D, which works together with vitamin K2 to support heart and bone health. Now let's talk about the biggest mistake people make with eggs. The way you cook your eggs matters more than you think. Many people destroy the nutrients by cooking eggs at very high heat. They scramble them aggressively. High heat can damage delicate nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin. So here's a better approach. If you want scrambled eggs, crack the eggs into the pan. Let the whites begin to turn white. Then lower the heat and gently scramble them. This helps preserve the nutrients in the yolk. You can also cook eggs poached, soft-boiled, over easy. The softer the yolk remains, the more nutrients you preserve. Now here's where things get really interesting. You can multiply the benefits of eggs dramatically by combining them with certain foods. For example, add turmeric and black pepper. This combination significantly increases anti-inflammatory effects. Add garlic. Garlic supports cardiovascular health. Add avocado. Avocado provides healthy fats and increases satiety, so you stay full longer. Add onions. Onions contain quercetin, a powerful antioxidant. You can also add sauerkraut. It provides probiotics and vitamin C, which support insulin sensitivity. And yes, many people enjoy drinking coffee with their eggs. High-quality coffee may help reduce the risk of fatty liver, although some people may experience blood sugar spikes with coffee. When people with diabetes regularly include eggs in their diet, several things can happen. Blood sugar tends to stabilize. Eggs do not spike glucose the way many other foods do. They keep you full for hours. Your liver begins to function better. Your eyes receive protective nutrients. Your heart health may improve. Your brain receives support from choline. And the high-quality protein helps preserve muscle mass, which supports metabolism. Not all eggs are equal. If possible, choose pasture-raised organic eggs. These eggs often contain more omega-3 fatty acids and higher levels of certain vitamins. If those are not affordable, simply choose the best eggs available to you. Even conventional eggs are still nutritious. For smaller individuals, around 2 to 3 eggs per day can be reasonable. For larger individuals, 3 to 4 eggs per day may be appropriate. If you practice intermittent fasting, eggs can be an excellent choice for your first meal. Prepare them properly, combine them with the foods we discussed, and stay consistent. Your blood sugar control may improve, your energy may increase, and your overall health may begin to transform. Eggs are one of the most powerful tools you have when you use them correctly. Your energy can improve, your metabolism can stay strong, and over time, your overall health can begin to transform. Eggs are not a magic pill, but when used correctly, they can become one of the most powerful foods in your daily diet, especially for people living with diabetes. Let's quickly bring everything together. When a person with diabetes eats eggs regularly and prepares them properly, several positive things can happen. Your blood sugar becomes more stable because eggs do not spike glucose the way many carbohydrate-heavy foods do. You stay satisfied for longer periods of time, which means fewer cravings and fewer sudden hunger episodes during the day. Your liver begins to function better because of the choline found in egg yolks. As the liver removes excess fat, it can regulate blood sugar more effectively. Your eyes receive important protection thanks to lutein and zeaxanthin, which help protect the retina and reduce the risk of eye damage related to diabetes. Your heart health may improve as HDL cholesterol increases, and nutrients like vitamin K2 help prevent calcium from building up in your arteries. Your brain also benefits because choline supports nerve cells and may help reduce the risk of cognitive decline as you age. And finally, the high-quality protein in eggs helps preserve muscle mass. Maintaining muscle is extremely important for metabolism, especially after the age of 40. Muscle helps your body use glucose more efficiently. That means better metabolic health and better blood sugar control. So when you think about it, eggs support multiple systems in the body at the same time: your liver, your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your eyes. That's why they can be such a powerful part of a healthy diet. But remember one more important point. Not all eggs are created equal. Whenever possible, try to choose pasture-raised organic eggs. These eggs often contain more omega-3 fatty acids and higher levels of certain nutrients. Chickens that live outdoors and eat a more natural diet tend to produce eggs with better nutritional profiles. However, if those eggs are not available or are too expensive, simply choose the best quality eggs you can afford. Even standard eggs are still far better than avoiding eggs completely. Now let's talk again about how many eggs you should eat. If you are a smaller individual, 2 to 3 eggs per day is usually a reasonable amount. If you are a larger individual or have higher protein needs, 3 to 4 eggs per day may work well. The key is balance and listening to your body. If you practice intermittent fasting, eggs are an excellent food to break your fast because they provide protein, fats, and essential nutrients without causing large blood sugar spikes. Prepare them properly. Avoid very high heat. Keep the yolks soft when possible. And combine eggs with foods that enhance their benefits, such as turmeric, garlic, onions, avocado, or fermented foods. Small nutritional strategies like these can make a surprisingly big difference over time. When you build your meals this way, you are not only eating, you are actively supporting your metabolism and your long-term health. And that is especially important after the age of 40, when metabolism naturally begins to slow down. The good news is that simple habits can still have powerful effects. And sometimes the most powerful foods are also the simplest ones. Eggs are affordable, widely available, easy to cook, and extremely nutrient dense. That combination makes them one of the most valuable foods you can include in your diet. So if you have diabetes, or if you are trying to protect your metabolic health, don't be afraid of eggs. Learn how to use them correctly, eat them regularly, and pay attention to how your body responds. Over time, you may notice more stable blood sugar levels, better energy, and improved overall health. I hope this information helps you take more control over your health. My name is Alex. I'm a doctor with more than 10 years of experience working with metabolic health, hormones, and diabetes. If you found this information helpful, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit from it. Take care of your health, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.